YouTube, what the crap's going on? Heir of Carthage back in the Wars of the Ancients tournament. And this is the final matchup. And this is a best of 3, where the players choose between the Seleucids and Carthage. They play one faction in the first match, the other faction in the second match, and then if there is a tie at the end of 2 matches, they go to a Bactria versus Bactria tiebreaker. So the factions have been pre-chosen. That's why you're going to see the first game and the second game be the same factions, just reversed for each player. So as the Seleucids, we have Armenian King, who I was able to cast some of his replays that you saw before. And then I over here have Pokepax, and obviously I believe we've cast some of his replays as well. So this is the final. Just as a little prize that I was going to throw out there, the winner of this matchup does take home a copy of Attila Total War, something that I threw in there for Maximus to hand out. So again, not like it's going to be a life-changing monetary prize to the winner. So a little something at stake there, though it's not enough to probably draw like insane blood. Let's take a look at the army builds real quick. And if you notice a little difference in the sound or my recording, hopefully it sounds a little better at the end screens where I was getting a little bit distorted. I have a new headset. It is a HyperX Cloud Pro, and I'm also actually running an NVIDIA GTX 970 in my computer now. If you want to see my specs, go to my channel. It's under the About tab if you want to see the full build there. But just giving these parts a new try, and really impressed with the 970 so far, obviously, and this HyperX Cloud Pro headset is very nice. But I'll talk more about that another time if you want me to. Let's stick to the tournament. So 6 thorax swords for Armenian King, and then he's got a shield bearer general, 5 Median cav, mercenary Syrian elephants, and then he's got 2 Tarentine cav on the flanks. For Carthage, we have 4 late Libyan hoplites, mercenary Cretan archer, and I think 2 Balearic slingers. The other one's under there. Yep, so 2 Balearic slingers and a mercenary Cretan archer. His main line should be a mix of let's see, so I can see 4 Libyan infantry, looks like 2 Scutari. We're going to have 4 Carthaginian cav, and he's got a couple of Iberian swordsmen, at least 1 Iberian swordsman, looks like 2 in total, so 2 Iberian swordsmen as well, and his own African elephant general. So as far as the matchup between Seleucids and Carthage, I like the matchup. I feel like Carthage has an easy sword edge, whereas the Seleucids have a nice cavalry edge and just better selection. The Carthaginians do have some very capable cavalry, it's just they don't have very capable shock cavalry, and that could be a potential detriment. Now the Seleucids have not brought any said shock cavalry in this game, but the Median cav is a great counter to Carthaginian cav for the price, and it would also still be a pretty solid counter to Scutari cav as well. So it puts Carthage in a bit of a disadvantage. And then as far as Numidians versus Tarentine cav, Tarentine cav have a lower missile attack, but considerably more armor than Numidians, and probably a better shield bonus. Don't quote me on that, I haven't looked it up. Which just means that if Numidian cav gets in a missile fight with Tarentine cav, although the Numidians have the elite missiles, like the 41 missile damage versus 32 in the Tarentine cav, the Tarentines might win that engagement. Plus, since they are heavier, at least I think they're heavier, they're medium missile cav, and I'm almost certain that the Numidians are very light or light missile cav, they will be slightly better in a charge. And I would think the purpose that Armenian King has brought these Tarentine cav is to harass Carthaginian elephants. And then for Pokepax, obviously his skirmishers are meant to help bring down any armored elephants that are brought by the Seleucids. Now the Seleucids can bring Indian elephants, Syrian armored elephants, or they can bring Indian armored war elephants, all of which are better than any of the Carthaginian elephants. But the armored ones, of course, can take a little more punishment before they die, and a little more before they run amok as well. So as you can see, Armenian King pushing forward here towards Carthage, and he's starting to spread his lines thin. This could be risky. If a Carthaginian cav gets through one of these gaps, it could be pretty troublesome, but he doesn't have skirmishers back here to attack, and the only thing that he would find back here is Tarentine cav. But honestly, it's not a bad thought, because getting these guys away where the elephants can be useful would be good. Now look at this, the Scutari has a much better charge than anything that Armenian King is charging with, so hitting Pokepax Scutari is going to rob them of their charge, and then give Armenian King the chance to go on the offensive here, and it is working quite well. His cavalry immediately brings in a strike against the Carthaginian cav, and then finds a hole here, so his 5th Median cav hit the front and drew away a Carthaginian cav. which left the door wide open to get to Pokepax's skirmishers, which can now not fire on these Syrian elephants, and they have just gotten a wide lane opened up to come down the right hand of the Carthaginian flank. The sword engagement is going quite well for the Seleucids, all things considered, because Carthage could easily have a sword edge here, like I said. And there is not a kind of a slow reaction here from Pokepax on the cavalry in the backfield. Not saying that I could do better, I'm just calling what I'm seeing here. And Armenian King's just doing a good job of really getting in here, disrupting, and just causing a lot of damage to the Carthaginian lines. You can see here these armored elephants are getting into combat here. Let's take a quick close-up. So from the armored elephants, they are really wrecking into the Carthaginian lines here. And as you can see, that's causing a chain waver, basically, on this flank of the Carthaginians, their right flank, and now they're pushing towards the center. Iberian swords meet them, and that is going to be an instant amok. But it really looks like it's too late for Pokepax at this point, just based off what I'm seeing, because we've got sword breakthroughs here, again on the Carthaginian right, and there's really, the Carthaginian cav can't get free to pin these guys down. And the morale is really starting to falter for Carthage. Their general was in the War Elephant unit, and it didn't help whenever it died. Actually, it may still be alive. That's not the Carthaginian general, so no, the Carthaginian general is dead at this point. Seleucid elephants running amok, but they're running amok into more Carthaginian troops, so very fortunate for Armenian King there. But again, they came in from a nice angle, so it really helped them out. They've got 250 kills. And again, you can see the Seleucids just wrapping up the Carthaginians here, so I'm pretty sure this is definitely GG for Pokepax here. But we'll wait it out and see. There's some Median cav that came back from routing more here, running away from the Carthaginian cav because it was being supported by the late Libyans. But at this point, there's just too much Seleucid infantry left. Nothing left to deal with the elephants. So it is indeed going to be a win for Armenian King in the first round. Excellent use of the Seleucids. Carthage can be quite a powerhouse with all of its swords and Iberian swordsmen and other stuff like that. And I don't know that I would sit there and say that Carthage is the stronger faction, but they definitely are a strong faction. And I would say that this was an excellent use of the Seleucids by Armenian King here. The fact that he was able to get such good engagements with thorax swords, even when there were Scutari and other units around that could have made that a little trickier. Again, I think he did well there. The odd number of Median cav meant that the Carthaginian cav couldn't necessarily cover every angle where the Median cav could come from. Now the Carthaginian player might, or Pokepax in this case, might have been able to do so with his Libyan hoplites, but again, Armenian King got pretty aggressive there and brought the heat pretty quick, and it was probably difficult to react to. And again, as soon as those elephants hit the Carthaginian right, I think that was pretty much game over there, just because their morale-shattering damage that they did on that flank. Anyway, good game to both players. Hope you enjoyed it. You might notice that I'm no longer the heir of Skynet on these closing screens, so getting the new headset will at least help with that. Again, though, I have to admit the 7.1 sound that was in my other headset was nicer, but these headsets seem to be just more dedicated to gaming itself and less focused on the sound aspect. So they are, again, extremely comfortable and nice, so I'm hoping that they work out good in the end. Anyway, let's see. So Armenian King, 1,110 kills there. Very nice. Calls it a close victory, but that was a pretty decisive victory, actually. And again, no ill meant towards Pokepax. Again, both of these guys could probably slaughter me on any given day. So I'm just playing the part of announcer here, not the part of former pro or something. So nice kills on the elephants. Again, these guys were critical to the Seleucid victory. As you can see, Carthage outnumbered him by, what would that be, about 620 men. So definitely key, well, I mean, maybe not exactly, but you have this whole line of infantry here that is basically 5 units more than what the Seleucids have, so it was a difficult thing to overcome, but again, the Seleucids did a good job of it. Now, on the side of the Carthaginians, again, their infantry just got knocked out by those morale bonuses and elephants just too quickly. These mercenary Scutari would probably perform pretty well versus thorax swords, but they weren't able to here, and Libyan infantry would probably do fine as well. Again, and just having only 4 kills on 3 elite skirmishers is probably going to be the nail in anybody's coffin. When these guys got hit, it was bad for Carthage, and again, the same things happen to me a lot where I bring those skirmishers. You glance at something else for a second, or you make one mistake and they get hit, and it can definitely be game over, because that's 1,800 talents roughly that he had wrapped up there. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed the first match. So I will be back with the second match. So this one was Armenian King is the Seleucids versus Pokepax is Carthage. The next one will be reverse of that. So Pokepax will be playing the part of the Seleucids, and Armenian King will be playing the part of Carthage. And again, if there is a tiebreaker, it will go to a Bactria versus Bactria mirror match for the tiebreaker. See you on the next video.